Okay, so in this video, I would like to show you some new features of Jarvis. And of course, if you have been using Jarvis, you may not need to watch this video because you might probably know this. And for myself, I want to show you how some of the features help me. And these features, to be honest, I'm not 100% satisfied because there are still rooms for improvement. I always believe this is the case. All right, so let's start. Now, the first thing that you notice, like if you have seen my previous videos, you may notice that I've got a rephrase button, the fixed grammar button. Where are they now? So the first thing you need to notice is that they are now housed under the top right hand corner. Rephrase, fixed grammar, and explain to a fifth grader. So these three buttons are, I've done a videos to show you these features, and this is pretty cool. So I love that. So on scale 1 to 10, they are 10. Okay, so that's the first thing. All right, so for example, if you have just watched my previous video or Instagram Reels, I can actually look at this and say, hey, I want a rephrase of the first paragraph. Okay, it's very easy for me to do that now. As you can see, no brainer, right? So like that. Okay, sometimes the paragraph may be too difficult to understand. So fifth grader, please help me out. So fifth grader, what it does is that it typically will just shorten and simplify the sentence, and that's what the fifth grader function will be for. Okay, so this is what I do. Number one, awesome. Now, the next thing you may want to look at is on the next button. So there's a button called Grammarly. So if you ever watched one of my videos, you will see that I'm actually using Grammarly as well. Okay, Grammarly is actually an app. Is it free? Well, depends on how you use them. Now, if you are using Grammarly to just do the grammar check, sentence construction, etc., then all you do is that you don't need to do anything because the button is here already. You can disable it or you can enable it. Okay, so once you enable it, which is what I've got here, is enable now. And whenever I'm doing something, you can see that like there's a alert here. Instagram Reels is an amazing tool for growth. Grammatically, it doesn't make sense, right? So Grammarly can help me to do the correction right away in Jarvis. That is cool. I love that because if you are not careful in your grammar, your article will not be understood. So this is very important. So I love the fact that they have got Grammarly now built in Jarvis. Okay, so the next button is actually Plagiarism Checker. Now, the Plagiarism Checker, you need to be very careful because this is not from Grammarly. This is from Copyscape. Now, Copyscape is a very famous plagiarism checker. A lot of internet marketers actually use that, and you will see that you need to top up your account, or for if you are not from Singapore, top up means you need to fund the account. You need to deposit a balance before you can use that. Okay, you need to add funds, as you can see the button here. Now, the thing you need to take note of is that, well, how many words can I use or can I check based on the amount? So here it says that if you are using the offer from Jarvis to top up your account, then you can actually click learn more to check Copyscape. This is Copyscape, right? So you can actually see the pricing. Now, you want to use a calculator. Okay, if you don't have a calculator, just bring one. You ask yourself, the first 200 words is 3 cents. And then for the next 100 word, it is 1 cent. Okay, it is 3 cents, 1 cent. Okay, so let's say I'm writing an article of 1,000 words. So the first 200 words, it will be 3 cents. Okay, it will be 3 cents. And then each 100 word, it will be 1 cent. Okay, so that means I need 8 more cents. So this article would be 11 cents. Okay, if you are writing a 1,000 word article, plagiarism check will cost you 11 cents. No big deal, right? Okay, so now Imagine you're writing not just one article. Let's say you produce article 3 times a week for 40 weeks. So what do you have? 3 articles for 40 weeks. That's 1320. I'm just talking about, like, let's say you're just producing article of this length. Who knows, you might be writing article for I would say you may be writing article for 2,000 words, 4,000 words. You might be writing article like 80 articles in the course of a year. So of course, the thing you need to check is that, like, when I'm looking at this, the first thing I ask myself is that, do I want this plagiarism checker? Okay. So if you choose to use that becomes very easy because it's still within Jarvis. If not, then it really depends on your plan on Jarvis, on Grammarly. Because if you have watched my video before, I'm actually using Grammarly not just for my articles written on Jarvis. I'm using this to check my university teaching materials. I'm using that to actually do plagiarism check. So on Grammarly, I am able to do plagiarism check. So I'm moving my Grammarly here, so you can see. Let me just put it here. This is an article I posted today, and it is an article that I wrote about how to become more resilient during pandemic. So what I always love to do is that I will just finish off the article from Jarvis, copy out and paste it on Grammarly, and I will let Grammarly do everything. In terms of checking, I don't check directly under Jarvis. In other words, I will not do any checking directly under here. I go straight to Grammarly and then I do the check then. Okay, because I love the fact that Grammarly helped me to go through this. Okay, this is not just about checking the facts or checking the words. It's about the sentence construction. It's about making sure that your article is easy to read. It's about it meets the objective of the article. It's engaging. It's delivered with the right tonality, etc. Okay, so this is something that I do. Of course, you can actually do this. You can do it here too, not a problem. Okay, you can do it inside Jarvis. But I'm so used to doing this on Grammarly directly, so I do this. And then the next thing is that I've got Plagiarism Check-In. So this one requires a subscription. The reason why you want Copyscape is because if you are not under any Grammarly subscription, then it will just be additional cost. Now here is another thing you need to do is like, do you want Grammarly to pay for Grammarly for the plagiarism check, or do you want to pay Copyscape for the plagiarism check? Now this is something you need to decide. You need to come up with your budget, and I can't really say which one is better. I'm so used to Grammarly, so I'm doing this whenever I'm doing. Grammarly is actually quite good in terms of plagiarism check. I've even got an article say with 14%. Now some of people actually ask, like, if my score is 14%, does it mean I cannot post this article? The answer is this: understand that plagiarism is about copy the words without acknowledging the source. Okay, if this is the definition that you are familiar with, or it says like in this article 3% plagiarism. Okay, this article I've got 3%. It means that there are places where I copy words directly from another article, where Grammarly has actually searched around the internet and found that, hey, if you want a better life for yourself, you can actually find these few words in this article. So if you understand what plagiarism is about, if you are just starting a sentence, if you want to have a better life, I think about 10 to 20, even 100,000 articles will have that paragraph, that sentence, if you want to have a better life. So are you plagiarizing this? Okay, so unfortunately, plagiarism check on Grammarly, and I believe Copyscape will be the same thing. They just look at internet and see, okay, here I've got these few words, and you can find the same pattern, same words in the same order from this article. That's plagiarism. Okay, and then here there's another one. Take one step at one time and let go. You can find these few words in this article. Would you not say take one step at a time? Okay, so in university, for those who are not familiar with this, in university we have also got our plagiarism check. We use Turnitin. Okay, this is a very common tools that we use at university level. Turnitin. Okay, it's not Copyscaper, not Grammarly. Okay, how it works is that it will do the same damn thing, And then what we do as we are looking at the assignments from the students, we look at the paragraph, look at the score. The score said that it's pretty high. Then it just give us a notice that pay attention to the essay, pay attention to the assignment. This student may have copied certain paragraphs, sentences, or ideas from somewhere. Okay, Turnitin will tell us where they copy from, and it is up to us to see whether the students have, we call it adhere to the university rule on citation. Okay, citing the source, acknowledge the source, proper referencing, like all these university requirements. If you have studied university before, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't studied university before, don't worry about it. All I'm saying is that whether you're using this tool, Copyscape, Turnitin, all they are telling you is a score, but this score doesn't mean anything. You have to go back to the article. Hey, hello, take one step at a time. I'm sure many articles will be using that. So am I worried about plagiarism? Of course not. And then the next sentence is when everything appears to be crumbling around you. Okay, you can actually find this in this article. Hello. So do not be obsessed with this score, whether it's high or low. It just means that this sentence can be found somewhere else. So if you are starting off with a paragraph, that take one step at a time. So when you feel right, you can become a better version of yourself. I'm sure you can find thousands, tens of thousands or millions of articles who are talking about it. So of course, when you get a 0 score, it's the best, right? But even though I've got like 19%, 14% to 19% as one of my highest scores so far using Grammarly, I'm not concerned, because at the end of the day, it doesn't mean anything. So I just want to take this opportunity to let everyone know what exactly is this score about. It means nothing. You cannot just read the score, absolute terms, and worry about it. Okay, so once you have done it, okay, coming back, let me just show you some more cool thing. Okay, so let me just uncheck this. So I have now a Grammarly button. I've got a Copyscape Plagiarism Checker, and then there's a shortcut, which is the one that just to make your life easy. In the past, I believe it's at the bottom. Now it's on top, so you can actually see how to use the editor. Like all these short notes or clues or hints can be found by clicking this button. Okay, so these are some of the cool features added, like the plagiarism checker. The Grammarly is actually added here. So if you have any other specific features request, if you are already part of the Facebook group, guess what? Post a feature request there and let them see so that you can get what you want. Okay, your wish can only come true if you tell them. All right, as far as I'm concerned, I'm pretty happy with what I've gotten. My 3-step process of creating articles remain. One, I can start off with Jarvis, okay, and then complete the article on Jarvis, put it on Grammarly to do the plagiarism check and of course grammar check. 2, I can create articles using the outline builder. If you have just watched my video on outline builder on server SEO, I use server SEO outline builder to create the skeleton and then complete the article on Jarvis and put it back to Grammarly to do the same thing, plagiarism check and also the grammar check. That's what I always do. Okay, so regardless of whether you're using server SEO or not, at least Jarvis and Grammarly are the 2 tools that I would always use. No exception at all. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed these new features. If you want more about Jarvis usage and how I use Jarvis to run my copies, make sure you subscribe to my channel and make sure you click the bell so that whenever I'm uploading any videos on Jarvis, you get a notification. And finally, if you have any specific questions, pertaining to Jarvis, like you don't understand how to use certain things, or you have a question like can Jarvis do this or that. If you don't want to post it on Facebook group, you want to have a direct conversation with me, just comment below with your question. When I see that, I will decide whether I can answer this by just typing the comments, or I'll create videos for you. I've done that before. Okay, so I hope you enjoy what I'm doing here on my channel. I look forward to your support, and once again, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I will appreciate that a lot. Okay, thanks very much for watching. Wong here signing off, and all good wishes.